Hey guys, I'm sorry. What you guys couldn't hear me. I had my mic off. I apologize. I got so efficient in tearing down my setup earlier, I neglected to put it back right. Anyway, I was just saying how um, we can talk about anything here. If you guys want to chat about anything, most things. There's some things I might not want to chat about, and so I'll just deflect. That's what I'll do because I'm crafty like that with my speech tech. But so I'm trying a different one because I think the other one I was doing got really ambitious, and that's not really the purpose of these. I'll save that kind of ambitious stuff for commissions. And if you guys want to see me draw, more interesting stuff, you can always hit me up for a commission, or we can just, you can just watch me draw stuff that I'm going to do like this. That's more built for sales. Um, be careful not to make him smirk or smile because that's not what he's doing. He's investigating a crime. So thanks for your help, Lab. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's get my ruler out, my handy dandy ruler. I love the MP. No problem. No problem. The question I have is, what is he holding in his hand? What's he looking at? I think he's looking at... What do you think, Lab? What's he holding? I think... Sorry about that. I think maybe he's holding a plant. So maybe it's poison ivy. I can break the border here with the vines. He's holding something with a backstory. Yeah, pretty much. There's these little plants. It's a plant. When I'm actually thinking of the thing from that story, that Superman story with the is it the Dark Heart, Black Heart, or something like that? When I say I like to draw organic material, I mean organic material. Okay, I think that's pretty cool. Let me raise it up a little bit for y'all to see. And let's see. Okay, so it's some sort of plant. Maybe there's these little spores coming off. Okay. All right, I don't want to go crazy on the drawing part because I'm going to do more drawing with the inks anyway, so let's get that under control. All right, all right. All right, all right. Okay, so Let me go ahead and, sometimes I skip over stuff. I'm thinking, oh, I'll just tackle that in the drawing, in the inking. But there's some things that I will admit that I have to get better at. And sometimes it's stuff like this, like the hand. I went through and I gave him a basic hand, but I'm not totally sure that it fits exactly how I want to handle it. So I gotta make sure I'm doing the right stuff here. Okay, so this is a poison ivy thing for sure. Yeah, this is what I had going at first. And I started putting croc in there, and it's cool, but yeah, I just wasn't, you know, it was just really, like I said, too ambitious. I was like, meh. Okay, so the question I'm going to have to ask myself here is, how am I going to interpret anything? So I'm thinking about going heavy blacks out here, and then in here doing some sort of like, maybe I'll go with gray wash instead, to kind of get the same look but only a little different, and that way I can make something happen. And I want to kind of give this cape a drape in here, like he's lifting it up. Okay, I like that. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take my trusty ruler, and I am going to start to give myself the lines that I need that are going to be framing this art. So I'm just going to work real quick with this stuff. My rulers and the line, my guides. Oh wait, remember I got vines here now. Okay. The key is to keep these other lines open, the spots where he overlaps. So that's an important aspect of this process here. I just noticed that my phone stopped receiving the signal. So I'm missing the chat. Okay, and let's twirl this around one more time. Make sure. Sometimes I cover my work area too much with too much junk. Let's see if I line it up real well here. Okay, cool. All right. So anybody want to talk about anything? I'm open for the discussion. The conversation is very nice. I like the conversation. Okay, I usually use these tools for that part, but I'm going to use my brush pen for the majority of the rest of this. Perspective, what do you want to talk about as far as perspective is concerned? angles, perspective. What about it? Feed me, Seymour, feed me. See, I'm already drawing extra things that wasn't in the original art. And there we go. Character positioning. Are you asking me, or are you telling me something, or are you asking me to discuss these things? I guess I need a question to start off with. How about that? Kind of like how this is already kind of shaded darkly based on my sketch. That wasn't intentional, but it's away from the light, so I'm going to go a little heavier here. I mean, I think more about, as far as if I was to start this conversation from my perspective, speaking of perspective, no pun intended. I guess I did intend to have a pun there, but anyway, I like to think more about composition first, and then everything else kind of falls into position from there. Everything else kind of makes more sense. So that's the most important thing for me, is composition. How's Batman standing? That can relate to your question about, if it's a question about character positioning. I'm more interested in making sure that I have the right organization of elements. Then from there, that will give me some insight as to how I might approach anything else. And my video keeps bugging out. There'll be better ways of character, perspective, angles, and position. I don't know what that means, like better ways. I guess I have to see what you mean by. What is going on? Something just conked out. Still going. I wonder why it keeps doing that. Let me see. I'm going to switch over to the view page. All right. Okay. Back to action. Are you guys experiencing any trouble? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Drawing one of my original characters from a backside perspective angle, and I'm having a hard time. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of stuff I can't really go into here. It's more like a case-by-case basis, I think. Okay, it should be back on. I mean, is it still unavailable, the video? Because I'm seeing it now on the site, and I'm seeing it on my phone again. I had to refresh. I don't understand what's happening. This thing is riddled with problems, isn't it? It's working? Okay. Okay. Thanks, Mikhail. I appreciate that. And so I'm going to kind of continue to ink. Okay, so it's good. All right. I'm not sure what's going on. I've never experienced that before, ever. Oh, Lord. Anyway. Yeah, so back to the question. It's a case by case thing. You have to kind of, it's a really, if you were to ask me any other time, any tips on anything particular, my main tip is always about practice. There really isn't a way to address something. It's all based on how you draw and what you draw and how often you draw and how well and how comfortable you are with the drawing. That will determine what you need to do as far as that's concerned. So there really isn't a whole lot to say about that other than keep practicing and keep working on drawing anatomy. And I would say use some models to start off with. Start thinking about drawing from life instead of trying to draw from your head, because if you're doing something that ambitious, that complex or deep, you're going to need to go ahead and get some more under your belt for that. But it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not a bad question. It's just the solution to that is it's longevity. It's the longer you spend on drawing, the more you'll get comfortable doing anything. Eventually, you start figuring things out. So there's no tips for that. Just good old-fashioned hard work. Okay. Okay, so yeah, as long as you guys restart, you guys should see stuff. Not sure if that's enough for some of you. Just going through, working on this right here. I'm using a medium-sized brush. It's actually an excellent tool. I don't use it enough because sometimes I fall in love with the fine points, but this does a nice fine point as well. It's just that I don't know what it is. I think I just get kind of caught up in I like the thinner stuff. I think the fat thing looks too, like I can lose control faster with this tool. Maybe that's what it is. I'm a control freak sometimes with my art tools. I think I'm going to do one more digit over here. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and extend this little thorn, because I think I'm going to black this out too. And when I say I think, I'm actually doing it. So here, I'm also going to do this. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys hear me okay. If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. That'd be amazing. So we can make sure we're on the same page here. Mikhail gave me a thumbs up. Right on, right on. Okay, so far so good. Thanks for participating, man. You know, for a long time, when I was getting my stuff set up with Patreon, thank you, Lab. I appreciate that, brother. I was confused. I didn't know what was going on. I was making some mistakes on my setup, and I think I got it licked. I learned how to do it more efficiently, so we shouldn't have that trouble anymore. This other problem with things going unavailable for a second, and that's a little freaky, but it's like a freaky circle. A freaky circle. Anyway, so I'm excited, guys. I saw the commercial. I didn't realize Rampage comes out tomorrow. I want to see that. I'm not sure how I'm going to see that because I need to make some money, but it's before I can get to the theater. But suffice it to say that I am stoked-ified for that. You know what I should do? Give me a second, folks. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and copy this stuff, select it. Oh well. I'm going to share this post. Share. That'll work. Just realized I'm not working at my full potential. Okay, back to this. Da, da, da. I wish I had other noise. What's a good noise to have in the background for these YouTube live events? Something I can use that isn't going to conflict with copyright concerns. I like a little bit of noise. I don't know, even if it's like, you know what I should do? I should probably just put somebody's playing a game in the background. That'd be fine for me. So here I am, just kind of adding some dimension and weight to all these elements that I have happening here underneath Batman's hand. Another freaky circle. A freaky circle. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I could sing songs. You guys like my singing? I don't know if you do. All right. So, yeah, man, Rampage is gonna be. I think it's gonna be good. I got to see. I finally saw. My son and I went to the theater this weekend, and we had a gift card or something ready to go, and we saw. What is it? What was that movie? The robots. Pacific Rim 2. I thought it was really good. Anybody else see it? I thought it was pretty great, actually. I don't know why people are crying about it. There's too much crying going on anymore. It's not the Torah's vision. Get out of here. So I see I don't have any love from you guys. It's gonna be a quiet night while I draw. No worries, no worries. Okay. Thanks, Benny D. I appreciate that, man. Spread the word, man. Like it, sub, ring the bell, all that good stuff. That's for anybody that's watching that maybe is not used to watching my stuff. So, okay. Now, I gotta draw Batman's arm, his forearm here. And there's his cape. Okay. Have you ever decided to make a comic? As a matter of fact, great question. Thank you for asking, AMV. I'm not sure how to say your name. I want to call you RV, but I know that's not right. I am working on a personal project that I'm going to be giving people access to see behind the scenes on my Patreon. It's if you go to Elliot Fernandez Art on Patreon, you will see that I have some tiers set up, and I'm basically using that spot to showcase some of my. I have a comic that I'm calling the Jerkmonger comic, which is based on a name I used to call myself online. I still do. People still call me Jerkmonger from time to time, and I appreciate it because I still answer to it. But it's a little like sign name that I used to give myself when I used to do T-shirts on the side. Because I don't know, the second Pacific Rim felt less mecha oriented, if that makes sense. I liked how they were all different from each other, and in this one they're all more or less the same. Yeah, I could see that. I can see that. But I think the focus this time was on those monsters. The monsters to me felt like this was their movie, and I'm glad because I got a little bit more insight, I thought, into what they are and what they can do. I didn't realize they were that intelligent. I mean, I knew they were intelligent because we learned that from the last film, but how intelligent, I don't know about that. Yeah. What's up? Okay. Well, hold on a second. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna put this on mute for a moment. Give me a moment. All right, guys, I'm back. A little crazy stuff. Dun, 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 dun. I think this has a mute thing on here too. All right. Do you think there will ever be another Marvel movie after Infinity War? Oh yeah. Why wouldn't there be? I just think it's not going to be, you know, I don't know. They're definitely going to shift the Avengers around, and I think that's a good thing. Why they're making too much money on that? That's not even a question. That's like saying, does Disney want to make any more money? Yeah. Is that their main focus in this world? Yeah. I mean, Avengers. Yeah, I think so. CG, what's going on? Yeah, man. I'm trying to make it all work, man. I'm trying to make it all work. Yeah, but Avengers, I think that's just a matter of they clearly have a gold mine there. I mean, it'll just change, just like the comics change. There were always different characters in the comics. In fact, I was just looking at a solicitation today. They're redoing the Avengers yet again with different characters. So Cap is still in it, Thor's in it, I think, Captain Marvel. But I also saw they've got couple of new characters in there. But I'm kind of glad. I'm glad for that. I think it's, you know, you can only take so much of those characters, I think, for the most part. CG, I'm gonna get back on commissions again on the weekends. I'm having getting some client work that I need to crank out, and so that's where I kind of fall as far as that's concerned. So I will be wrapping up Rogue probably Friday evening. I'm probably gonna get back on my commissions again, and take this time in the night after I do my client work to do some stuff for sales, and then get back on it. So this is a more pensive Batman, not quite as deep or vicious looking, but hopefully he still resonates with everyone as far as him reading like the character. So yeah, Avengers, I don't see why they wouldn't continue. And I think there's enough good characters now in the bucket there. I think we're going to see some cool stuff. Although, so I mean, let me ask you guys this question. This is a futile question because it doesn't matter. But I'm curious. Do you guys think someone's going to die? And if someone's going to die, why? Why do you think they should die? That's an interesting question. It's not, sometimes the decisions that they make have more to do with bigger concerns. I wonder if it's something a little more obvious. And no spoilers if anyone's seen it. I know another buddy of mine says he saw it, so I don't know if that's true or not, but not that I don't trust him, I just don't know, maybe he just saw something else, or I don't know what the context was of that statement. But if you have seen it, if you saw like an early screening, don't give anything away. You think Tony's gonna die? Why? Why do you think Tony's gonna die? Why should he die? That's really my question, is why should he die? Someone has to die in this one. I think it's either Iron Man or Cap. See, that's funny how everybody thinks those guys need to die. I wonder why. Is it because people can't be angry at each other and still work it out? Someone will die, have to raise the stakes. Why they will die? It's to sacrifice themselves for the world, knowing the survival is bigger than they are. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think Cap is a good candidate for that potential situation because because of the comics, because he already had an experience where he left us and was caught up in the Tesseract, and they're definitely making that Tesseract prominent, at least in this trailer, when you see how he's because their contracts are up. That's true too. Hold on, this. So now all of a sudden people want to call me all day, nothing. Then all of a sudden, so yeah, I got a funny feeling. So is Tony. He's arrogant, and in this film he'll learn it's not always about him. But don't you think he's kind of learned that, CG? He's kind of learned that it's not about him. But I sense, but see, they've done red herrings before in those trailers and the commercials. So sorry, I don't know how to use my mute button. Because I think RDJ. Well, maybe they can make more movies without RDJ, but it's hard, man. That guy seems so important. He hasn't learned it yet. Says, not yet. Dude's got lots to learn. Yeah, I guess you're right. He made some poor choices in Civil War. That definitely was a weird one. I love Civil War a lot, but there's some moments in there I just felt like that's a little obvious. That's a little easy to get in there. Not sure that was the best solution to some of those concepts. I'm gonna move this down a little bit since I'm working up here now. Whoa! We know it won't be any of the new characters, but I think a lot of them will die only to be brought back by one of the gems. I think so too. That's a good point. Mikhail, the reason for Tony to die is the actor, I think. Robert has been an Iron Man for a very long time, and it would be fitting for him to go in this one. How else was Tony's side in Civil War after Tony found out about his parent? How else was Tony's side in Civil War after someone of the already dead characters are brought back? Yeah, I know. I know that they gave a decent explanation as to why he reacted the way he did. It's just kind of weird that came out of nowhere. I think if they had built up in the other films a relationship with his mother, I don't think, because they'll always just only talked about his father. I think that's why it felt a little strange. But it's not to say that it wasn't a suitable plot point. I just didn't buy it at the time. I still don't. That one felt a little forced in there, for sure, but it's just me. I have to clean this up. I don't like how that worked out. When I didn't arc the way I wanted to there. You can see now what I meant earlier about how I do some drawing with the ink when I get to this point. Wait, I just read what you wrote again. I'd be surprised some of the already dead characters are brought back. Huh. You mean like who? Who's dead? Oh, you mean like Quicksilver? That's interesting. What gem does the Gauntlet have? And this is a genuine question. Like Killmonger. Killmonger? Ooh, actually I didn't think about villains. You're right. They could bring back all the villains that passed on. Like even he was a little underdeveloped, but what's his name? The Whiplash would have been a cool Iron Man villain to bring back. A good villain for the Avengers too. I'm doing the wrong thing here. I don't know why I'm doing all this. Palm trees in his forehead. Use the reality gem. The reality gem. That's right. The reality. I think you mentioned that. Yeah, I thought about that for sure. If anyone died, I mean, we still have another movie, and this is supposed to be the really dark one. And if you can't kill everybody, though, you think Loki's gonna die? Personally, I like to see Hela get a little more love. I thought she was excellent. Killmonger, though, I don't know. Killmonger, I like him, okay, but he's almost like his impact in Black Panther, even though he was going to have an impact on the overall, he still reminds me of a like a like the kind of villain that he seemed only concerned with Wakanda. He doesn't have earth-shattering, you know, motivations. He's pretty much trying to create the problem, you know, but not problems, but the drama from his issues with his childhood and Wakanda. I don't know that he would be, to me, like a worthy adversary to bring back to the whole universe. I mean, well, I guess they can do something. If they can make most things work. I think that'll he's definitely one to make it happen. I don't like how they make Spider-Man get his suit from Tony instead of Peter making the spider costume himself. I don't know. That's a minimal problem to me. I don't get bent out of shape about that kind of stuff anymore. I've seen enough adjustments to my favorite heroes to say, you know what? Like, I prefer Daredevil's costume on Netflix in the first season over the new one. And you know, but Killmonger is a good character. I could see him being Killmonger CG. I think could be cool. I could see a Thanos bringing him into the whole thing, just because he's so ruthless, and in that regard, he's a world class villain. It's just he doesn't seem like he has much more to offer than what his main concern was. Like, if he came back to life, I feel like he would only go back to Wakanda to fight again. That's all he would do. Hey Aaron, how you doing, man? Where Loki, I don't know, Loki's become like a good guy now. I'm not sure but he's gonna definitely switch out a little bit in this next one. But Hela's a good example of how much damage she can do. Do you think there's any truth to the rumor that she might be coming back to be Death? Or, I mean, it seemed like it's such a great idea. When is Daredevil coming back? I mean, I want to know what happened to him. Yeah, what happened to him? Oh yeah, because he split, right? He and Lecter left together. Is that what happened? I think that's what happened. I gotta watch those shows again. I miss Daredevil. I tried watching Jessica Jones, and as interested as I am, because I learned to appreciate that character more since I started watching the first season. I can't sit down long enough. I feel like there's so much stuff going on. But after these two Infinity War movies, they need to bring it back down to zero status in order to build it up again. New characters and challenges for Phase 2. Yeah, I agree. Hey, hun. Hold on a second, guys. All right, sweetie. That's my baby girl. Yeah, I think you're right about that. As far as bringing it down to chill level, restart, refresh, because it's been building up to this. It's not really, there's no new threat, you know. Dormammu's a unexplored thing. They kind of botched him though. I think he had more potential. When you get cosmic like that, there should be a lot more threat there. So it'd be interesting if they try to bring these villains together that way. But he came back wounded. He came back wounded. Sure did. What happens to Loki? Whatever happens to Loki happens first. Uh-oh. Is this spoiler territory here? Is it Michael? Well, Mike. Dog. What's up, brother? Hey, by the way, guys, you guys may have heard me talking about another tier, and I decided not to do that for Patreon for as far as commissions go. There might be something along those lines to bring more people over here to YouTube and maybe to Twitch, but I think that I think for right now I am going to keep I really want to keep my Patreon pure for what I'm creating as my personal creations. So if you're interested in that part and supporting me on developing my Jerkmonger strip and that all that jazz, then by all means that's the place to check it out. You know, I might be posting images here or there from time to time, but as far as I'm concerned, um, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know who that is. I want to keep Patreon pure as possible for those private works. And then if I'm going to do any more superhero stuff like this type of thing, where I'm creating art for sales or what have you, that's for these areas, this platform. How do you think who do you think will win, Dormammu or Thanos? No, not. There's no Thanatos. There's Zarathos, I think, from I think that's Ghost Rider, right? Well, I don't know. I think, again, well, it depends, right? So if Thanos has the Infinity Gauntlet, then obviously he's got a lot of power. But coming from this whole other dimension, but it doesn't matter. I think they're gonna bring back. They're gonna have. It's a nightmare. Ragnarok credit scene had Thanos rolling up on the Asgardians, and next thing you know, their Thor's floating in space. Yeah. Do you think? The Asgardians are dead? Oh, that's terrible. I hate that idea. I feel like that bothers me a lot, not because it's a bad idea necessarily. I just don't like it. I hate to see those characters, after all they've been through, they lost their home, and then they get wiped out. Bam! In space, where no one can hear you scream. Does anybody know if does Disney squared away yet on this Fox deal? But then time will reset. How do you feel about Justice League? It was supposed to be 2 movies. I don't think there's going to be I don't care about Justice League. So this will be for sale? Yes, Garrett. It's going to be. I'm probably going to put it up for sale. I mean, you guys can hit me up here. He's going to be a little more expensive, a little more work I'm putting into it, but I think keep it in the same ballpark as I've sold the other ones. I think I'm going to sell this for 100. Still waiting for government approval. Well, I just wonder if they do that, is Disney interested in the Aliens franchise? Because how cool would it be for aliens to pop up in Marvel Comics as a alternative to the Brood? They can wipe out the Brood and become the new Xenomorphs. 100, Garrett. That's what I was just saying. This will be $100. There's a lot more going on in this than normal. One of these. WB hasn't done a great job with the DC movies. It makes me mad because I'm a huge DC fan. The DC anime stuff and DC TV shows are awesome. I'm not sure. I don't really care about those anymore. Man, I don't know what happened to me. I used to love watching The Flash, and unfortunately, for me, in the way modern television is, if you miss any of the episodes, I totally lose interest so quickly because I know I'm not gonna catch anything. But man, I tell you. And the movies, I've never been a fan of. I've always been a little bit hesitant on the way they've interpreted. Batman was the best. The Batman Begins and Christopher Nolan films were the best ones, and even those I don't like very much. They're good movies. They're well done film. It's just I just don't like the way they interpreted Batman and his world and blah blah blah. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get this curve without using templates and such. But yeah, I've been having difficult times with that. Not totally excited about the shows, and definitely struggling to love the movies. What's up, Fat Cap? What's up? Hold on, I'm doing a little texting real quick. All right. All right, so let me put my magnet back on. Oh snap, MegaCon. That's right, man. It's coming up, brother. MegaCon is coming and fast. I gotta get something squared away. You know, I don't even have a banner anymore. Oh gosh, I don't have a banner. I think I'm gonna put Jerkmonger on there this time. My one. Maybe I'll just do an illustration of him. Just crossover episodes are like confusing. DC television content is better than their movies. That's why I'm saying. Yeah. I'm just making a general statement about the shows. I really like that the one crossover, that the Earth something, when the Nazi Earth. But I don't know what's gonna happen to those shows. Is I know that Supernatural's coming back. What about Arrow? Is Arrow coming back? I saw the article about that. Let's see here. Anybody see Ready Player One yet? Is it? Arrow got a 7th season. Okay. I need to see some Ninja Batman fan art from you. I'm not drawing Ninja Batman. You can Ninja Batman, but that's about it. I don't know. I don't think that's a worthy one yet. I haven't seen it. Is that any good? I think I heard mixed reviews. I'm not sure. Or maybe I was thinking of something else. Anybody else excited for the DC's Death of Superman cartoon? I feel like we already saw that, right? That wasn't really good though. This was supposed to be better. I'll tell you what I miss. I miss what's his name? Constantine. I thought he was awesome. They clipped the best one. That was out. Yeah, that was a good one. Uh-oh. Having some problems here. I don't know what's going on with my video. It's turning into a breakdance contest with C3PO and R2D2. What's going on back here? Baby, how you been? Me. Say you got to roll with the budget. I can't you see me standing here? I got my back against the racking machine. The worst things you see. Oh, can't you see what I mean? Ow. Might as well jump. Alright, be cool, man. Thanks for your help earlier also, Aaron. Appreciate that, man. Aaron was my guinea pig earlier, testing out what was wrong with my feed, why it wasn't populating in my posts on Patreon. So like I said, I feel like I've gotten a good handle on it now. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this way instead, thin out that wrist a little bit. Van Fernandez. Man, is this still acting up? What the heck's going on? Are you guys having the same problem I'm having with the video? I feel like it's doing the herky jerk over here. Back against the ragging machine. I think that song is in the commercial for Ready Player One, so I'm still channeling David and the crew. Ow, we might as well jump. Just watched an hour-long video explaining the laws of fan art. Oh Lord. I'm telling you, they're still not settled on that, no matter what people say. I put too much ink in there, starting to flood too much. I'm gonna put this on Joker's. Try to clean up the ink out of that. It's getting better. Huh, yeah, I see it now. I wonder why he's doing that. What'd you think about Ali? How'd you like the movie? Talking about Ready Player One? Beep, 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 beep. I get up, and nothing gets me down. Baby, just how you feel. You got to roll with the... Alright, I was just testing out my mute feature on my headphones here. This is actually a pretty little set of headphones. Can you guys hear me okay? Is it clear to you guys? And nothing gets me down. And I know, baby, just how you feel. Take on me. Fat Cat says, I got a cool idea for a commission, but I'll wait to see you in person. Oh, Lord. Take me on. I'll be gone. Oh, needless to say. Okay, you guys don't want to hear me sing. Okay, so yeah, I dug it. Of course, the book is better. Pacing in the movie was a bit jumpy. I still give it a thumbs up. Okay, one image, I swear. Back of the line, yeah, there you go. Isaac Sandoval says, Ready Player One storyline reminded me a lot of another Spielberg movie, The Goonies. Interesting. I haven't heard that comparison yet. Fat Cap had like 13 in one. I'm gonna fix that problem with a similar thing with CG. I gotta take care of him as soon as possible. What hurt me on that one is the amount of art on Rogue. She's a large piece, and there's a lot of... If I had just done it black and white, it would have been different, but... Or not that, but you know. You can't eat just one, you lie. That's funny. So I like this idea. Mike Wallace here, and I were talking about this, Mike W., earlier, about this special thing I might consider for those of you who are interested. I brought it up earlier about the commission idea. I just don't know if I want to really put myself out there for this. I always get a little disappointed in some of the response when I do things like this, because I don't think people really appreciate what it is I do when I do it for them at these prices and stuff. So I almost feel like it's, you know, it is what it is. But I have to talk about it some more. Let me see here. I gotta figure out how to handle the light coming out of that thing, but for now. Okay. All right. Don't forget, guys, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to see more of it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you don't like what I'm doing, just, if you don't mind, put a comment or send me a message or however you want to do it. But I'm really curious as to the kind of stuff you guys want to see more of and that sort of thing. Of course, some of the stuff I'm doing, may have a place somewhere else now, but and I'll be happy to direct you there. But overall, I wanna listen. I wanna hear you guys. So anyway, whatever that means to you guys. There's an idea to bring together a bunch of special individuals who together could save the world. It's not even superhero related. That's interesting. Well, you actually want him to draw a fat cat? Horror, horror. It's hilarious. Okay, so now let's get back up here. The good thing about working on that rogue, though, is that it's the first one, it's the largest one, and I feel good that I'll be able to knock out the difference sooner than later. So I'm excited about that. And as I said, that one's almost wrapped up. I have a couple I'd like to have done by MegaCon. I have to have them done before MegaCon. Some people are picking up some outstanding commissions there too. I've been learning a lot, man. I've been learning a lot about how to run my art business and make sense of what I'm doing versus, in the very beginning, I was expecting to get more into comics, and that didn't quite happen. So it's just interesting. But I'm super grateful for all you guys who've been following me and supporting me and all that kind of jazz. It's been really cool. Ben Aventuras. I like the new YouTube format. This is Ben Burdick. Hey, Ben. All right. Ben Adventures. I like that. In fact, so me personally, I would like to see a web comic, something simple like Steve Lickman. What's a Steve Lickman? I don't know what that is. Kara says, what's the ballpark turnaround on new commissions? That's very debatable right now. And I don't expect anything soon. That's all. That's all I have to say about that. Because I can't make any real promises right now. I have a few that I have to finish up, and then I thought there was some I wanted to get done by February. That didn't happen. March didn't happen. And I mean, I'm making some headway. It's just not moving as fast as I'd like. So I really can't make any promises right now. We're looking at least another couple months before I can get started on the new ones. Unless you catch me at a show and I can do like a sketch at the shows, but that's about it. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is looking good. Especially when, Yeah, 4 years, sure. Line for MegaCon stars behind you. I think it's too late for MegaCon now. If anything, I might take some pre-commissions for Heroes, but I'm still working that out. And people keep asking me about commissions at MegaCon, and I don't think they understand like I can't really do many commissions on the spot anymore like that. It's too much work and too much crazy at those shows to do anything at that level. But we'll see. There's always when there's a will, there's a way. Somehow, some way. All right. Okay. So. Alright, I kind of like this. This is looking good. Make sure I'm not. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of black in here. I'm just making a little distinction between his gloves and the rest of his cape. I might have to go in and add some black or some more black, but for right now, just want to make sure I can tell the difference between his hands and the rest of what he's wearing. So now, overall I'm pretty happy with this. Has never been a solid virtue for me since I started collecting art. You learned it real quick. Thank you, Ali. I appreciate that, man. Okay, I got to get back to my drawing now. All right, Ali, be cool, man. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. And I kind of want to throw black behind him, but there's a lot of black for Batman. He needs a little bit of space. Although, there might be some room there. I don't know. Let's take a look at that. Alright, I could throw one of these weird background shadows I like to put in from time to time. It's like a freaky circle. Oh, this goes black. Not bad, actually. I kind of like that. Let's get my ruler. Gosh, what's happened to... I used to have a small ruler. I don't know what even happened to it. This thing is gigantic. Alright. No worries. Stop whining. Stop whining, Elliot. Let's see. Still not here, just gonna be commenting. Just not, okay, you got it, Ali. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I was gonna tell you, this is cool. We just like, it's like if we're working together in the office or something, in the studio. All right, let's do that. 'Cause I like the idea of this dramatic lighting on him. Like here. Build this up a little more. And what I may do at the end is beef up oh, I should have done this with a pen. Beef up the overall frame. I've been waiting so long. This is an important step because it gives me a little bit of room to just butt up my black against the edge, and instead of trying to create that edge with the brush, this way I have a little more room for love. It's just not enough love. The closer I get to you. Mr. Minecraft, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Did you follow me here from Instagram? Or are you new to me on YouTube? I'm always curious about that. So as I've been talking about, somewhat shamelessly, I must admit, I am running more. I'm going to be running more of my commission work on here, my weekly, daily sales art, and I'm also running a campaign. I don't know if you could call it a campaign at this point, but a Patreon where you can support me on my personal projects. So, this is one piece. I'm taking the time out to work on one of these sales pieces. I missed a couple this week. I'm thinking about making a couple more tonight so I can make up the difference. You follow me from Instagram. Good. So in case you haven't heard, that's kind of what I'm doing. So Facebook. Well, Facebook's gonna get something too. I'm deciding now how I'm going to treat Facebook as far as my overall strategy for sharing my work online is concerned. But here on YouTube and on Twitch, I'll be doing a lot of these. And I'm also going to be working on some maybe taking some of these and turning them into what do they call those videos? Time-lapse videos. Definitely for hold on a second. Sorry. Do some kind of the 1-minute videos for Instagram. But let's see. There's so many amazing designs of Batman in the world. It is amazing. Have you ever done your own design of Batman that looks completely unique, but it's still Batman? I've done stuff like that in the past. I've done a Batman where I gave him like almost like a modern armor, like if it was a knight's armor but modern tech. I've always felt like Batman, if he was going to wear armor, like in the movies, I didn't care for the way they approached it. But if he had like a segmented armor along his back, his neck, that makes more sense to me than if he's doing something else. So that's just one example. I'm not sure, where that falls with everything, but as far as your question, but that's been pretty cool for me. So I still have to come back here with some white gel pen stuff and what have you. Zion, what's up? What's up, Holmes? Okay. Sorry, guys. I had to mute that. Okay. See? I like that. I think that's slick. Depressed, so I thought coming here would cheer me up. Oh man, I hope it worked out. Mike says, the bat who laughs that you haven't thought you were going to draw yet will definitely sell. Just saying, wink wink. I drew him already. And he barely sold. Unless your hint is something to do with you, Mr. Michael Knight. Alright, something I want to do here. I like the idea that maybe he's in a moist area. So I'm going to try something. I want to do something here where maybe there's little drips on his mag light. Maybe there's a little bit of a drip along certain things here and there. Actually, I should do that with ink here. Oh, put my finger in there. Have you ever worked as a comic book artist for Marvel or DC? I did work for DC for a comic called Harley Quinn Power Girl, and I did work. I didn't do comic work for Marvel, but I did licensing work for Marvel. Okay. Oops. So what I want to do here. Separate this. And that. And I'm going to put a little separation here. I like when the art kind of goes to a spot like that. And oh, thanks, man. Thank you, Zia. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it on. I'm going to have it on Instagram in a few minutes for sale. I'm probably going to change. I'm going to make the price, instead of making it 100, I'm going to make it 90. So it's a little more consistent. Or 95, I think, is a better price for this. Not much difference, but there's a lot more detail in this than normal. And I'm going to create here. Okay, I'm getting tired of working on these splash pages. Really digging this Batman drawing you're working on. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. What are you working on right now? What splash pages are you doing art for? Shameless plug time. It's funny, man. I never thought I would be. I don't want to sound like I'm boasting, because that's not what I'm trying to do here. But I never thought I'd be proficient. That's a better term. That's really what I mean. I never thought I'd be this proficient in ink. Never thought I would be. Let's see. Zion says I've been working with a brush more recently than Micron pens. It's tough. It is tough. You know, a thing you can do to help you with the brush is learn to draw with the brush. You know, like try to give yourself an opportunity to like practice. Like, for instance, here. Let's try to find a piece of paper that I can afford to squander. Here you go. Oh, I shouldn't squander that one either, but let's see here. Hold please. Here, I got one here. I got a tile that I kind of messed up. And I'll do it on the back of this. I'll do it here. So, for example, let me try that for a second. You know, what I try to do is, when I was practicing, when I was learning, try to learn to draw with simple strokes. So learn to sketch. You know, you can sketch with it. You know, if you want to kind of do a little more dirty drawing and do some of this. And what's going to happen as you do this kind of thing, you're going to find little lines that emerge. You know, oh, I like how I did that, and you're going to go back and practice that again and again. And that's kind of how I kind of got better at the brush. It's not the perfect thing. A friend of mine taught me about that. You know, about thick and thins. A lot of it is, you know, putting more pressure to get a fat line, putting less pressure to get a thin line, and then moving it in and out to get the thick and thins that you want. But a lot of this technique just comes from practice. This is one of the things I'm going to be covering, though, in one of my videos, one of my monthly educational videos at the higher tier on Patreon. For like $10, I'm going to be doing some educational class workroom type stuff. But it's going to be probably digital, but it's very similar. I might do this as a demonstration now, but then show you some stuff later, you know. But anyway, keep that in mind and make sure that's something you want to talk about. So you just keep, you know, how do I draw? You can do cartoons, you know, draw little eyes. You know, bouncing back and forth right now is the basic Batman Joker scene, and the other is Black Panther. Are you working on comics, or are you working on, are you a penciler, inker? What are you doing? What are you? Are you working on an official work, or are you working on just samples? I like this. So, I'm going to throw in a couple of little spore things here. Little things. Like this, and then I'm going to have that kind of transfer into the black of his bat. Interesting, right? No, I think that was a little tile. Oh, I did do that. You're right. You're right. I did one. That was big. I did two of them then. You're right. You're right. My apologies. My apologies. Don't get mad. Thinking of Alien Resurrection when I do this. All right, now doing digital, just trying to get my foot in the door. Okay, okay, nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so now I'm going to grab my ruler, which I don't know what I do with those. It's right here in my chair, and I'm going to go ahead and bolden up some of these, beef up some of these lines here that they look a little what's the word I'm looking for? Not emaciated, but oh no, I did something stupid just now. I have to fix that with white. Anemic, that's the word I'm looking for. They look a little anemic. Okay. Don't forget to remind me to go back and fix that little spot, guys. With the interior of this, I think I'm just going to go inside instead of out. That's pretty good. Let's take it a little further. Okay. Again, because I'm working there we go. That's much better. I'm going to sign it here. Okay. Oh, I do gotta fix this. I forgot. Okay, let's see. All right. Pretty happy with this. I think this makes him look too old here. Let's get rid of that. And that one. All right, now my boy Mike W hooked me up with these cool Zig. You know, I didn't know if you guys know this. This is a Kuretake company. It's pretty interesting. And I'm going to use the gray that's in here. There's a couple of cool grays in here. Nice grays, I should say. This looks like it's too dark. Let's go here. So what I'll do is I'll test it out. I think this will be fine. Let's try it here. Ooh, it's a little dark. That's a little dark. No, it's still a little dark. These are basically like little watercolor pens. They're nice. Very nice. Very grateful to my boy for hooking me up. Go to sleep. Got to sleep. Take care. Fire as always. Right on. Thanks, man. You're going to be at Boston Comic Con? Probably not, man. I'm limiting my shows this year. Tyler Nickel. What's up, Tyler? Didn't know Zig was a Kuretake also. Hi. Hey. Yeah, man. It's a Kuretake product. It even says it on the box, Kuretake Company. I was like, alright, go ahead. Just gonna give this a little love. Like that. So there's a little bit more to this. Elliot like it. Elliot like it a lot. The jerkmonger is pleased. The jerkmonger is pleased. Whoa. That flower likes color. I was going to put green in there. That's a good idea. If I use red in the other one for Joker. This is supposed to be a hint to... I sound like Zack Snyder. This is a hint to Poison Ivy. Zack Snyder. Sheesh. I wonder if I'm ever going to feel about Zack Snyder how I feel about Rob Liefeld now, if I'm ever going to get over it. The damage he's done. Okay, so let's find a green. I'm going to go with like a light green. Something pretty. It's pretty. It's my daughter talking through me. This one will work. It's like a bright, vibrant thing. It's kind of mixing with the blue pencil in there. I'll start off like this, and I'll come back in later with a darker thing. Oh, it's not perfect actually. I see the toughest around, and I know, baby, just how you feel. You say you got to roll with the punches. Go watch 300. I don't know, man. I don't care for 300 as much either anymore. I watched it the other day. I was less impressed with it than the first time I saw it. But listen to me, talking smack about something I don't even know how to make. I don't make movies. Thank you, CG. Thank you so much, man. Maybe a darker green, right? This is looking a little too pale. It doesn't pop as much as I'd like it to. Let's see. These are nice. Something like this. What's this one called? Pale green. I don't know what the FL green is, but fluorescent green. Maybe fluorescent green. That's not bad. We'll mix it. It'll mix a little bit. That's cool. Which artist do I really dig? Currently, my love affair is with Chris Samnee. He's where I see myself going with some of my work. The style, the old school. He kind of, you could tell he's a student. Tony Zaniak, the guy that's been doing some of the Lobster Johnson books. I'm also a really big fan of and all of them kind of harken back to Alex Toth and Jack Kirby. I really enjoy Steve Rude and Paul Smith, but I love Marcos Martin, another one of my favorite modern artists. I like guys like Olivier Coipel, but the realism is not where I want to be. This style is fine. I don't mind it, but I like a nicely inked illustration. But I prefer something that's a little more simple, something that communicates efficiently. That's always been my passion. And I think I told this to Lab, but I think it's because when I was, coming up, I instead of getting into comics, I became a graphic designer. I think that has had an impact on me. All right, I think that's pretty cool. It's come out that he was fired. Speaking of Snyder, he was fired. Yeah, I read that too. And I noticed that they keep publishing these reports about things he's been saying about those movies, but I think he's just trying to promote that app Vero. He's just posting as much stuff as he can, say or whatever. Hey guys, I also have this guy here. I don't know if anybody's interested in this one too. I think I'm going to try to sell this as well. It's my Prince Chala. I'll take that to the sales floor there. And I'm going to add a little white in here to kind of help offset some of this. Oh, might be not dry enough yet. Let me see. Let's try a different pen. The infamous pen. The one that got me in trouble on Instagram. Almost lost my cool entirely. Stupid Instagram. Green looks good. Some of the style reminds me of him. Wieringo, yeah, he's a big deal to me too. He's a big influence. He was a big inspiration. But he was a little too. He was weird. He was stuck trying to be comic guy and also, cartoonist, and it was difficult. And I knew he was. I remember reading articles and his frustration in general with everybody concerning that stuff. So anyway, this is the pair right here. They kind of go together, even though Joker's already been sold. But come on now, why are you giving me a hard time? Those are the two pieces. All right. What do you guys think? Like I said, they go together. I kind of wish I had planned something a little less obstructive on Batman, but overall it's pretty good. What do you guys think? Any comments? I'm about to wrap it up, kids. Let me see here. Joker's hairy. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Sold is what you get. Well, Joker's already sold, and so I'm just going to be selling Batman, but this will make a nice piece for people to enjoy. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I will see you guys on the Flippity Floppity. Looking forward to getting, you know, if you guys please share, get this stuff, in front of people. You know, if you don't mind, you know, like and share, give it a thumbs up, ring the bell so you can get notifications, all that good stuff, and just please help me spread the word that I'm trying to do some new things here, and I think it's going to be I know it's going to be great. So I'm just looking forward to you guys coming on board. So thanks so much again for hanging out with me. God bless you guys, and we'll talk very, very soon.